Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So tonight we're going to talk about nothing in the news. I got a message, and it is more pressing than anything in the news. I want to get this video out before one of the people involved in the story is out of jail. So, before I get into this, I want to say nothing I'm about to say is an indictment of somebody involved in this story. It's social conditioning. And we've been trained to think about this situation in one way, especially as men in America. It's not the best way to think about it. It's not even close to the best way to think about it. But this is something we need to talk about. So the message is, the story is, there's a husband and wife. Husband has a substance abuse issue, came home, beat up the wife. Her brother sent the message. The husband is currently in jail. Okay. The question was basically, should I put boots on this guy when he gets out? Should I beat him up? Okay. The idea at play here is that gender role thing. And we're not even going to get into that. The male protector thing, we're not even getting into that because it doesn't matter in this situation right now in the immediate. The male protector. The problem is we've begun to associate protection with violence. That's not necessarily the case. And I know there are people out there that think I'm a pacifist of some sort. I heard that the other day and it kind of surprised me. I'm not a pacifist. I've just seen enough violence to know that violence isn't always the answer. Violence begets violence. Professionally executed violence ends violence. That's true. I have to operate under the assumption that you're not going to kill this dude. Or you probably wouldn't be sending messages over the internet about it. And that's the right call. It's probably not necessary. That's probably not the route you want to go. If you're not going to kill him and you're going to use violence, what are you going to do? Rough him up a little bit, right? These guys have fragile little egos. That ego is going to take a beating too. Who's he going to take it out on? It's the opposite of protection. In this situation, if protection is the goal, what's the option? Get her out. Get her out. That's the goal. You know, you've been socially conditioned to use violence to solve problems. And this isn't just the person that sent the message. This is a lot of people. And you've been conditioned to do this by other people who aren't innately violent. You're not a violent guy. If you were, you wouldn't be asking. You just would have done it. And it's not a bad thing to not be violent. That's a good thing. So the goal has to be to get her out. That's the goal. And the same type of social conditioning is going to come into play and create resistance to that. Because just as you've been trained to use violence for everything, a lot of women have been trained. Well, you got to fix your man. You need to stay and fix it. Then you can have the fairy tale. No fairy tale has a black eye in it. Get out. Get out. Then you have the social conditioning that goes along with it as far as stigmas. Going to be a single mom. So, better a single mom than your kids being orphans. This doesn't just end. It doesn't just stop. Get out. The economic considerations come into play. You don't want to deal with the stigma of being on food stamps. 40 million Americans are on food stamps. Nobody cares. Nobody that matters. Get out. Get out. There are shelters, there are organizations that will help you. And they have so many more resources than they did 10 years ago. Just find one in your area and use it. Get out. Now, I'm certain there's somebody in the comment section that will say, you know, well, I did this once and then I got better. I had a substance abuse problem, I had a psychological issue, whatever. Fine, that's great. You are the exception to the rule. Good for you. But please keep in mind that the person you were before that psychological issue or that substance abuse problem would have wanted her to be safe. And that requires getting out. This is one of those things. Everything that society has said and conditioned people to believe is the wrong thing. Any obligation that you feel you may have to your husband, it ends the second he knocks you out. It's over. Nothing. You owe him nothing. Get out. Just go. There are organizations that will help. Find one. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.